Pardon me. So do not hand over any money for anything to do with med beds. Okay, it's all 100% free, no cost involved at all. Okay, not 1 cent. All right. So what med beds to begin with are not available anywhere to the public on planet Earth. Nowhere. There is a lot of rumors going around that the ZAP-X surgical bed is a med bed and is being delivered to Germany and Australia. The ZAP-X surgical bed is not a med bed, or rather not the military or secret space program beds that we are waiting for. They're not. The ZAP-X uses radiation. It's great technology to have while we're waiting for the med beds, but they are not military SSP med beds. There are so many out there claiming med beds, and the reviews that you see on YouTube are relating to the 9010 meditation bed. They are not the military med beds. There's a very big difference. So the med beds I refer to are the military med beds. They're the ones that the secret space program have. They're the ones the elites have, the military. They're the ones that we're waiting for with the humanitarian projects. So what are med beds? Where do they come from? Okay, so med beds are technology that was given to us from the Pleiadians, and the Pleiadians are a very advanced race from, you guessed it, the Pleiades star system. And they are human-like, most of them. Okay, there's a lot of sub-races and hybrids. Okay, now this is where a lot of people's beliefs are going to be tested. Okay, because a lot of people believe that there's no other life out there, that we're the only ones. Well, how did we advance so quickly in technology in just 100 years if it wasn't for outside influence? Okay, we don't go from horse and carriage to absolute supercars and planes and everything in 100 years or whatever without assistance. Okay, so med beds are incredibly advanced medical technology, incredibly advanced. Okay, this is not your ordinary CT machine or MRI machine or anything like that. They are super advanced medical technology. Now what do? They heal everything. Okay, if you have a missing limb, these beds will regrow your limb. If you have diabetes, they will heal you. If you have if you have had an organ transplanted, it will regrow your original organ to full, complete health. More healthy than your organ was probably before you were even created. They can, now if you have any implants, titanium, metal, breast implants, butt implants, I could go into a whole lot of different implants. The bed themselves, during your med bed procedure, will dissolve all of them. Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of implant you have. So before asking, will it dissolve this implant? Yes, every single implant that goes into the human body, the med bed will dissolve. Okay, it will dissolve it and will remove it out of your body. It won't, the stuff won't stay in your body. Okay, it will be removed from your body by the bed, no procedure needed, and will regrow or heal whatever it is. Okay, now mental issues. Now this is a little bit different because this goes on case by case. So if you have mental illness and it is a result of a birth defect or something genetic, or one of those syndromes, like for example, I'll just use Down syndrome. Okay, the bed will heal you perfectly, will cure you, literally cure you, so you don't have any remnants of it. If you have a mental issue that comes from trauma, emotion, stress, something that is literally mental, mind, then you need to deal with that. Okay, now as in post-traumatic stress, for example, the soldiers going down into the tunnels with the children and that, they can have their memories suppressed. Okay, not removed or erased, but the memories suppressed. Now, the reason that they will be suppressed is because you have those memories for a reason, and that is actually part of your experience here in the physical life. So at a later date, those memories will start to come back, but it will be under a controlled environment. And you will be asked to deal with those memories and confront them and heal them so you can use them within your experience. Okay, now this is really important. You can't just erase part of who you are in your experience, because then the experience teaches you nothing. Okay, you actually need those experiences. That's what you've chosen to experience. So you need that in order to move forward, but it will be done in a very controlled way. Okay, so when are medbeds going to come? Nobody knows. Okay, nobody can tell you that. We can't roll out the medbeds until it is safe to do so. And we are waiting on funding, okay, for the RV, the reevaluation of currency, and we don't know when that's going to happen. And then from what I've heard and what I've been told, it'll be around 6 to 8 months after funding available for the medbeds to be released to the public, because several things have to happen from funding to them being released, and it's all about building centres and putting people in place and training people and having everything ready so that we can accommodate large numbers of people that is being healed and needing to be healed. Now, with extremely complicated and complex issues, they may need a very small DNA sample, and this will be done in the appointment, your very first appointment. Okay, they will take a small tissue sample from under your arm, just below your armpit, and then they will clean it up, and they will do some different things with the DNA sample, and then they will, put it into the quantum computer, and the bed will take care of it there. Okay, now that's not every case, that's only in extremely complex cases. So when the beds are made public, and I'm talking to people who just want to be healed and not want to be working or, creating a centre. So I'm just talking about the general public. When the beds are released publicly, there will be probably a national phone number in your country that you can ring and set up an appointment. Now, they will tell you when and where, the time, the date, the location, what to bring, if anything, okay? You go to your appointment and you will have a scan. Before you see the medbed team, you will have a scan. So when you have this scan, when you have the scan, and then you go into the medbed team appointment, and on the quantum computer it will come up on the screen every single anomaly, abnormality, anything that's not 100%, it will bring up on that screen. So previous injuries, missing teeth, any nerve damage, any bone damage, cartilage, ligament, you name it, organ damage, skin damage, everything will come up on that screen. Okay, now they will press a couple of buttons and all that will be healed. Okay, so on the quantum computer in your very first appointment, all that will be set, okay, to be healed. If you want something extra, for example, cosmetic changes. So every single person can be physically healed, no matter their vibration. Your vibration can be in hell, or your vibration can be through the roof. Makes no difference. Every single person, from your lowest of low serial killer to your highest saint, can be healed, no matter the problem, no matter the vibration. If you want something extra, this is where the Pleiadians have put a cap on it. Say you are 150 kilos, okay, 150 kilos in weight, and you want to be 70 kilos, but you have not made any effort whatsoever to improve your lifestyle, your diet, exercise, nothing like that, then that is not going to be approved. because they don't want this technology to be abused. Okay, they don't want you to lead a life of not caring about your health or anything like that, because you can go into the medbed and be completely healed and get what you want. To them, that is very low vibration and not conscious at all. So remember, this technology has been gifted to us from the Pleiadians to improve and elevate consciousness, not to look after ourselves for us. Okay, that's very important. If you want extra, if you want age regression, you have to be consciously prepared for it, not just, I want to be 20 years younger. You literally have to be consciously, mentally, spiritually prepared. You can't just say, I want to be 20 years younger to play with my kids. Okay, do you know the ramifications of that? Do you understand that your friends and family and colleagues and all sorts may not be ready for such a change, which will have a major impact on your life? Do you understand that you change your appearance, your pets, your children, okay, all may not be able to deal with it. So that is a huge issue. Okay, so this is why the Pleiadians have put a cap on it. And the more serious and life-changing procedures you want, the higher the vibration you need to have. Okay, it's not just, I'm a humanitarian, therefore I should be age regressed. Are you ready for it? Okay, so this is where consciousness, you have to raise your consciousness. You have to be more consciously aware and more spiritually aware if you want more than just healing done. And like I said, with each more serious thing, more life-changing thing that you want done or changed, the higher the consciousness, the higher the vibration you will need. And the update that I got is it's not going to be the medbed team that decides. Okay, it is your vibration that the quantum computer picks up during the scan. Okay, so if you think you are and you think you're ready, but the you don't meet the minimal frequency that has been installed in the quantum computer, it doesn't matter what your circumstances or situation is, it won't get done. Okay, you have to meet that minimal frequency of the quantum computer that the Pleiadians has set. Okay, that's really important. So if you are desperate to be age regressed and the quantum computer says no, it doesn't matter how much you beg or cry or emotions or beliefs, the medbed team won't be able to do anything about it. They can't change it. It is what it is, and it's there for a reason. So you genuinely have to make a huge effort. Otherwise, if you don't, then it won't be approved. It is literally that simple. Now, as we're moving forward, what we're going to be doing, there's over 6,000 patents that's going to be available, and medbeds is just one. There's going to be a lot of technology that is on the verge of being consciousness controlled, and some of this technology is going to be installed in the healing centers and medbed centers. For example, replicator machines. I have word that each center will get a replicator machine, at least one. Okay, and this is food. The main one will be for food preparation. If you think that I'm just going to I want to have a medbed in my center and how cool it would be to have medbeds, one, they are not for sale. And the reason they're not for sale is because the technology is so easily abused. It does not remove your soul unless you are scheduled to have a soul transfer, which will not be very often. Now, soul transfers are mainly used for soldiers when their body is blown up and beyond repair, okay, which the medbeds can repair it, but sometimes it's easier just to jump in, from one body to another. When you understand spirit, you will see this is not demonic. This is something that higher advanced beings do all the time. That's why they can live so many years. One of the reasons they can live so many years is through soul transfer. They just jump from one physical vessel to another. It's just like going and buying a new car. Okay, you trade it in for another one. Simple as that. Nothing demonic, nothing about evil or whatever. Okay, it's just moving forward. Okay, so please don't be fearful I'm going to lose my soul. Okay, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Can the baddies, the bad guys, get hold of it? They can. They can. However, they cannot remove the safety cap that the Pleiadians have placed on it. And this is, again, your vibration, which is why the elites look very sick and old, because they can heal their body, because the technology works and all that. But because they have lower vibration, they can't age regress, they can't change their appearance because of their vibration. Okay, this is why they look horrible, because they literally have a low vibration and therefore cannot use the technology for that purpose. However, if they have cancer, if they have kidney fail or liver fail, heart failure, whatever, yes, the bed can heal it. Okay, so when you go into your appointment after your scan, what will happen is it'll come up on the screen, and the team will put the settings to heal all what is wrong. You will basically be healed to perfection. Okay, so there'll be no more issues, nothing like that. So you can choose to have languages downloaded, learn to play knowledge on playing a musical instrument or about a certain subject. But pretty much there has to be a reason for it. You can't just say, okay, well, I want to know 30 different languages. Pick one and download it. There's no reason for that. Okay, but if you have family member living in France and you're from England and you don't know French, but you want to go visit them, or you're choosing to work there, then yes, you can have French downloaded. So the beds will also level you up in your spiritual development if you are ready and open up your spiritual senses. So if you are ready for your third eye to be opened and it hasn't opened quite yet, the beds can help you in that department. Okay, it will realign your chakras and everything like that. Where it comes to things like age regression, they will not only talk to you, but they may also talk to your close family members to make sure that, you know, they're all on board with it. So it's not major things like that. Is not just about you. Okay, because it will greatly impact and involve your family. We need to know that, you know, your family is also ready for such changes as well. If there are 5 people ahead of you that is more severe and more in need than you, they will go before you, obviously. So they will tell you at the appointment when and where to go for your medbed treatment. Okay, I believe you will be able to take somebody with you for support. So the medbed treatments can range anywhere from 3 minutes to 15 hours. Okay, it all depends on what you're having done. So if you're just going in for a regular clean up my body, okay, that can be like 6 or 7 minutes. If you're going in for just to have your teeth regrown, that can be 3 minutes. If you're going for the full age regression of 30 years, the maximum 30 years, plus a whole lot of other body work done, that can take up to like 15 hours. So when you get there, they will direct you to the waiting room about an hour before. This is what I'm being told. It could change, okay, so, and it might be different to each center. Okay, we just don't know yet. They're still figuring out the minor details. So about an hour before, they will give you a drink, in which is a light sedative, which will get stronger the closer you get to your time. So it'll take about an hour before, and then they'll roll you into the medbed room and they'll place you in the bed, and then now the bed will put you to sleep. I'm not sure how. The ones I remember was by a gas. And no, it is not the nasty gases we have here. Okay, none of this technology and stuff comes from Earth. Okay, so it's all very safe. We'll put you to sleep and keep you asleep and monitor your vitals during the whole procedure, whether that be 3 minutes or 15 hours. So there'll be somebody watching the entire time. Okay, you'll never be alone on the bed, and they'll monitor everything, every little thing. If you have a medical episode or something during the procedure, the bed has artificial intelligence in itself. The quantum computers are, conscious in a way. The bed will naturally be the life support and heal and fix whatever the issue is. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so you have your procedure, you go home and you live your new life, or you are directed to a healing center which will help you in your mental recovery. So from whatever happens before, if you had depression or some illness, you still need that consciousness training to get out of that mental cycle. And your stay at the healing center could be from 1 night to 3 months to whatever. Okay, whatever is needed. Okay, you don't pay for anything. You don't pay for the transport if you need to get transport there, or a flight. Okay, whatever, you don't pay for transport. It's all covered. You don't pay the center to stay there or for your meals. The whole thing's covered. It's all about the healthy mind. We can heal your body, no problem. But if your mind is still in the sick mode, doesn't matter how much healing you have, your mind is still going to be sick. Therefore, your body's going to respond to the sick mind and go back into the same old patterns. Okay, so before you ask, can this be healed or can that be healed? Everything, every single thing that you can think of can either be healed, cured, or dramatically improved. Okay, everything. And it doesn't matter what kind of implant you have. If you have an implant, the bed will dissolve it. You don't need to get rid of it or do anything beforehand. Okay, med beds are not available to the public anywhere on Earth yet. Okay, so please stop asking where are med beds, when are they available. We don't know when they will be available because we are waiting for the funding to be available, and that's not available yet either. Also, I am not your leader. Okay, so many people say you're our leader. It's like, no, I'm not your leader. Okay, I'm not in charge of med beds. I just give information. That's it. That's all I do, is just give information. Okay, I'm not in charge of anything. Okay, so healing centers will also have physical rehab. Okay, so to learn to use your legs again, if you had a limb regrown, just different stuff, physiotherapy, Reiki, just the normal physical stuff for rehabilitation. Okay, they will also be meditation spiritual centers, okay, because moving forward you need to have that spiritual sense. With the healing centers, it's really important that the staff are spiritually trained. So if they are working directly with patients, they need to be spiritually trained, okay, because we are moving in that direction. They need to be conscious. So what you want in the healing centers is spiritual counselors, or counselors trained in spirituality and consciousness, because they are the ones that's going to help people heal completely, complete the health, okay, complete the procedure. The physical healing is only a small percent. As we know, physical life is all about the mental. It's how you choose to experience it. It's all about consciousness. Okay, so the healing centers is all about healing the mind. All right, so that's really, really important. You have to heal the mind. If you don't heal the mind, you're going to fall back into your old patterns, and you're going to start, go back to where you started. So what's the point in having, the full healthy body after a medbed procedure if you're just going to go back to your addictions and the same way of life that got you there in the first place? So this is where the technology cannot be abused. Okay, we're not going to heal you so you can go jump out of a plane without a parachute because the med beds will fix me. Okay, that's not conscious, it's not a way of life, and it's an abuse. What qualifications do you need to operate a medbed? There's one, and it's not what you think. The only qualification you need is a good heart. Okay, because a good heart equals a higher vibration equals a more open mind. Okay, so you don't need to be a doctor, you don't need to be a radiologist, you don't need to be a nurse, you don't need any medical training at all. If you are a doctor, your training will obviously be less time than someone who would be a street sweeper or a garbage collector with no medical background. If you've got a good heart, you're qualified. Simple as that. Okay? If you have all the medical background, knowledge, experience in the world, say you're a professor of surgery, but you have a cold heart, you're not a very nice person, you're full of ego, you're not going to be approved to be a medbed operator. It doesn't matter what level of experience you have. Okay? If you have the good heart, the good kind heart, you are qualified. All right, anybody can be a medbed operator, but you must remember you are working with extremely advanced medical technology. This is not just punching in a couple of keys on a keyboard and away you go. You need to know how it works, you need to know the ins and outs, you need to have medical training, which you will be given. If you don't get employed by a centre, you don't get trained. Simple as that. Okay, there's no course you can do that's going to teach you how to do it. And every medbed training, whether it's managers, whether it's staff, will be on location. This is not something you will do online. Not at all. It will be at the actual medbed centre location. And it will all be in person. It will all be not in a classroom. Okay, so it will be working with patients, using the technology. That will be your training. If you're a top-notch radiologist, you might have 1 week training because you are very used to technology. Now, when the people working with the med beds, okay, now this is important, okay, and this is going to challenge a lot of people's beliefs. And that's fine. We're all about expanding consciousness. So if you're religious, you're going to have a bit of trouble with this. If you think aliens are demons, you're definitely going to have trouble with this. Okay. So with the med beds, the reason why we have to be heart-centered, open mind with a higher vibration is because not to use the technology. Well, yes, it does help. It does actually help. But because the people that will be working with the technology will be extremely highly sensitive and telepathic individuals and extremely advanced individuals, and some of them, this technology actually originates from their planet. Okay, and you won't know, most of you who work in these centres won't even know that you are standing next to someone who is literally not from this planet. Okay, and the reason why we need to be of a higher vibration, more mentally and consciously mature, is because they are telepathic and they are extremely sensitive. So they can pick up your feelings, your emotions, your hurts, everything. They can read your mind, with your permission, of course, but they will pick up, they will pick up if you're in distress or if you're nervous or if you've had a fight with, a loved one or something like that. So we need to be able to control our emotions and our thoughts, because we want them to be working with us, not counselling us. Okay, they are coming as our helpers, to assist humanity. They are coming to work in the medbed centres as equals. Okay, so they don't want to be worshipped. They don't want to be looked upon as, wow, it's an extraterrestrial, this is so cool. this is amazing, I can't believe I just met an extra, oh my god. No, they want to be seen as, hey mate, how you going? You know, like, what can I help you with? You know, how did your dinner go last night? You know, just normal people. Okay, so you have to be more consciously aware. We don't want them to think that they're here to consciously guide us and hold our hand in everything that we do. If you have anything wrong with you, any medical issues you have now, treat them with what you have available to you now. Okay, don't wait. This is not something that, oh yeah, we'll be here in 6 months, so I've got 8 months to live, so I'll be fine. Okay, whatever issues you have, deal with them now. Do not wait. Okay, there's plenty of options out there. You don't have to go mainstream medical treatment if you don't want to. There's plenty of information out there about natural healing stuff that works just as perfect, if not better. It does work a lot better. Okay, you don't have to wait. This is the humanitarian funds. Okay, so all the treatment regarding med beds and healing centres are free. You don't charge anything. And from my understanding, the med beds are not suitable as portable devices. Okay, there will be other technologies more suitable to that, but not the med beds. Okay, that's what I've been told from the Alliance. Just reminding, we do not know when funding will be available, and once funding is available, it looks like that the med beds are going to be available publicly within 6 to 8 months after funding has become available. And there are no med beds available to the public anywhere on earth yet. Nowhere. The rumours of Germany having med beds, that is the Zap X surgical bed, which is not a med bed. The 9010 meditation bed is not a med bed. Okay, the healing pods are not med beds. Celestial chambers sound wonderful but are not yet built, therefore not available yet. And the celestial chambers are not med beds. Different technology, different style, different setup. So yeah, everyone have a great day and thank you. Bye.